Nurses for Newborns is a RN home visitation program where we provide assessments, education, and support.
In an average year, we make over 4,500 home visits to clients, and that's serving over 800 families in many, many counties throughout the state.
We serve teenage mothers, mothers who have medical or mental challenges, and medically fragile babies, which are babies that, for the most part, have started their life in a neonatal intensive care unit.
Tennessee has some of the worst statistics for infant mortality, premature birth, and low birth weight babies.
Being a safety net of support and encouragement, making sure these babies are growing and thriving, it's just vital.
Babies don't come with a book of this is what you do. And every child is unique and different. So we work with those families for education purpose, individualized for that baby, so that mom and dad can be the best parents they can be.
He was born 6 weeks early. He spent about 10 days in the NICU. Right before Jude came home, a social worker came in, and she said, we can have a nurse come by and make sure that he's okay. And I'm like, really? Please do. I'm like, yes, 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 we need that.
Her husband had just been deployed like 3 days after they got home with the baby, which was such a stress for her because she thought, oh, I'll have him, he'll be my support. And so I think sometimes that's where I come in with different families, but especially with Rachel, just being that support while her husband's in Iraq.
I don't know anything about babies. I've never had a baby. I didn't babysit. I never did any of that stuff. So I was totally terrified.
With our preemie babies, the biggest concern usually is their weight and actually their development.
Should we see how much you weigh?
We want to see them catch up with where they missed on being in the womb.
She'll weigh him. She'll check his heart. She'll check his lungs. She'll check him over, make sure everything looks good.
Okay, his head is 36 centimeters. He was 34 and a half on his head circumference last time, so a centimeter and a half is good. I think Nurses for Newborns offers a lifeline and a support that pediatricians' offices unfortunately can't because of the volume of patients that they cover.
Part of what our nurses do is look at the whole family dynamic, the whole picture basically.
We can come into the home and reassure mom that everything's going well. We can look around at her environment and see, is everything safe? We talk a lot about safety with our families. We connect them with the resources. Do you have WIC and food stamps? Do you have the financial support that you need? So far, has the WIC been that's covered everything he's needed as far as formula is concerned?
She gives me great ideas about ways to take care of things like that I wouldn't have thought about.
And then what about the SSI for him? Sometimes it's anywhere from $600 to $800 a month. That would help you with some of the supplies and stuff.
I don't know what I would have done without her.
She was born at 31 weeks and 6 days, and she stayed in the NICU unit for 3 weeks.
Barbara, Nurses for Newborns. Hey, how you doing?
When I got Miss Barbara, it's like she was a second mom.
She's had her 6 months immunizations already?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I usually visit with moms from birth to 2 years. I'm available 24 hours. 7 days a week, 98-1. They can call me at any time with a question. It might be something that will keep them from making an unnecessary trip to the emergency room, or sometimes it's just something basic. Why is my baby crying?
First I was thinking, am I gonna feed her enough? Is she gonna get enough milk? What am I gonna do if she stops breathing?
Whether or not it's the first baby or their 7th baby, they all have different issues that they want to address with that particular baby. If you hold both hands just to balance her, does your baby support her own weight while standing? So that would be a yes.
We just sit there and we talk, and she asks me about her and how she's doing.
You're still eating, look at you smiling.
She offers me input on everything.
You provide information that will help them to do the best with breastfeeding.
You still breastfeeding?
Yes, ma'am.
How often?
About every 3 hours. Nurses for Newborn helps me to make better decisions, and it also empowers me and teaches me to do the things that I know that I can do.
Nurses for Newborns is a prevention agency in that our efforts and the home visits that we do are aimed at preventing child abuse and neglect and infant mortality, which is the death of a child in the first year of life. The nurses that work for Nurses for Newborn actually wear several different hats. They can do health assessments and pick up subtle differences in the baby. They can teach growth and development.
Yes, good boy.
But they also have part of a social worker hat in connecting them to needed community resources. They also work as a little bit of financial planner, helping them look at how can they stretch a very limited budget. They're in part an educator for our teenagers to make sure that they stay in school. So the nurse that works for Nurses for Newborns is a very complex person that has to not only do all that, but do it in a very compassionate and caring manner.
My name is Miriam, and I'm the mother of Jason and Joseph, and they are twin boys who are 16 months old.
Hey, Betsy, come in.
How are you? Nurses for Newborns has been a huge help because with them being preemies, they had to be weighed a lot when they first came home to make sure that they were growing and gaining weight.
Moms don't know about premature babies unless they've lived it. And there's just so many unanswered questions. And are they really getting enough nutrition? Are they on oxygen? Do they have feeding tubes? There are many things that we deal with.
Jason, can you put that up here?
Yay! Oh, good job! And at 4 months, we began ages and stages.
You touch it? Here, Joseph, put your butt down. Touch it.
Soft. And that is a questionnaire that checks communication and gross motor, fine motor, problem solving, and social skills. Any kind of verbalization is good. Reward that.
Right. It's good to know she's there as a professional to help keep an eye on them and what they're supposed to be doing.
It's like being a grandmother all the time. So I just eat this up. I mean, look at this. You can't buy this. No, you can't.
Love to shout it from the mountaintops. You know, hey, there's this organization out there to help protect babies and to teach moms how to take care of themselves and their children.
I don't know what I would have done if she hadn't been here. It really took a lot off my mind to know that he was okay.
I couldn't have done this without them.
You know, when I was a brand new mom, I wish I'd have had somebody that could have come in and kind of shadowed behind me to say, it's okay, you're doing everything okay.
Our nurses are working hands-on to save lives, and that's making a huge difference.